Hey friends, welcome back to Dergy Playin AI the Somnium files. Last time, boss? That's all I can really say about this. There's a reason I named the last episode that. I have a more fleshed out theory about boss than I did last time after sleeping on it, because I'm actually recording this the morning after I was done editing. I'm very excited to get back to this game. But before I go into that theory, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm becoming a proper freaking whoring myself out YouTuber now. What I'm thinking is, boss, a lot of these details are going to be the same of what I already said in the last episode, but basically I have a more fleshed out theory here. So boss, I think she was Falco's old boss when he was a detective. And that's how they knew each other. And that's also how she was game for trying to bail him out of this by basically arresting him before he could shoot Hitomi, I think is what was going to happen. But Rohan was literally watching through the window. I don't know how, true to reality his dream is, but I'm gonna take a lot of it at face value because it was all covered up for a reason. I have a feeling that pretty much everything that was behind that green haze was all true to reality in some way. Now, obviously, his face wasn't that gigantic, but I think Rohan was watching through the window. Whether or not Falco realized that or not, he came in. He is the one who shot Hitomi. And then Boss arrived, but Boss was originally supposed to arrest Falco before he could shoot her. And Falco literally put her up to that. That's what I'm thinking. That's how he was going to get out of this. So that went awry. Rohan shot her. Yes, he got put away. He ended up getting out. He ended up committing suicide. Or actually, no, he might have gotten into the mental hospital, and that's why he ended up not being in jail, so that he could go jump off a roof or whatever he did. I don't think he was in jail when he died. I think it was different. And I think it was because of mental hospitals, because yeah, the dude had a proclivity for dead women's eyes. I think that qualifies as being nuts. Either that or that's not even true. Like, again, it might just have been for business reasons that they wanted to kill those women or whatever, But either way, whether or not the whole thing about Rohan is true or not, he was definitely nuts and evil. Regardless of Rohan, obviously because he was definitely the one that unfortunately killed all four of those women, even though he was forced to. Falco ended up in prison for probably life. And so, because this is coming up again, and Boss definitely likes Falco, no matter what that means. I don't think she loves him. That'd be an interesting twist, but I'd rather not have a random love triangle, especially because Hitomi really deserves him. What I think happened was, when this started coming up again, there's a similar series of murders, and because of Boss's connection to Falco, whatever that really entails, she obviously likes him. So she has a personal investment in this. And because of that, before, when number 89 went missing and she disappeared, I bet she also went to go kill So that time too. Like I said last time, why I think she killed So, she somehow figured out that even if she didn't figure out that he was the culprit of the murders this time, what she did figure out was that he was the source of the cover-ups. And maybe she also figured out that he had something to do with these. Who knows? She figured out something about him. She realized he was untouchable because he was the source of the cover-ups. And obviously, since he's connected to the Kumakuras, he has something to do with at least the first case. That's a hurdy-dur. Hell, killing those women might have ultimately been for So's purposes. Who fucking knows? So, basically, she took justice into her own hands, and I think she fully planned to just go to jail for the rest of her life after this, and that's why she fucking filmed herself doing it. That is so badass, honestly. Honestly, I feel like I shouldn't be more attracted to her from this, but I am. So yeah, that's all I got on that. So now, we're gonna, instead of thinking about this any longer, because it would make my brain explode again, we're gonna try to open this up down here. By doing this again. The reason is because it's probably directly has to deal with this. I'm hoping this will unlock this. We'll see about that. This is the most pressing matter to me because, I don't think Iris actually knows what happened. Iris obviously is obsessed with, mysteries, and we know she has a brain tumor, and she basically confuses reality with her fiction, seems like. evidenced by that whole organization that, as far as I can tell, she invented in her head. Nice laws, that's right. And we know now that Date definitely did not kill that woman. In fact, I'm pretty sure we literally saw Falco killing that fourth woman that's vividly represented here. You know what I fucking just realized? What if Iris actually witnessed that somehow? Like, I don't know how she would have, but what if she did? That would explain why that woman is visually represented there instead of, like, the others just being a picture of her face plastered over a dummy. And I'm thinking that she thinks Date might have done it because, basically brain tumor, though I'm not sure what led her to that conclusion. But I think it has something to do with the fact that he was actively antagonizing her at that point, but I think she knows something. You know what? What if she did witness it? And Rohan figured that out, and then that explains Iris and Hitomi. The fact that Rohan put a hit out on them. That explains the shit out of that. So we'll see. But either way, I'm going to go back through this and do the other side. And I'm going to use a guide. I fully reserve the right to use a guide full stop when I'm going through these a second time, I've decided. If you don't like that, there's probably other series that don't do that. Also, before we actually do it, I just realized something. So, the first time that we did this, I went with the route where you watch what's on the television instead of hitting it. That's the route I'm going through now. I just realized that that's probably, and it makes perfect sense with the fact that we know now that Date could not have actually done it. And oh yeah, I don't know why I forgot to mention this already, but we now know why. We finally fucking know why Boss knows for a fact that Date couldn't be the first murderer because she knows that it's unfortunately Falco because he was forced into it. So we know that now. That's fucking, I'm so glad. That's the big mystery I wanted to understand. Now I get it. At this point now, I don't even feel like I need answers. I just want to enjoy what the hell Ride Uchikoshi has cooked up for me in his fucking alcohol-rattled brain. Or addled, not rattled. But yeah, so I think the, watching the TVs is kind of akin to going with Iris's whole, you know, Nice at Laws and Minecraft fantasy over in her other Somnium. So, we're gonna get to the meat of what actually happened here this time, I think. So I'm excited as to what this route is gonna reveal, because I think that there were some really big truth bombs that were dropped in the last route, but that this one's gonna have even more. There's no fucking way this is the end of the game, but, like, I feel like this is gonna be a lot of the truth of the first case, at least. That we don't already know, I mean. And I'm thinking what's gonna be revealed here is that Iris just saw the first case, which completely and utterly solves the mystery of why she's being targeted in this game during the events of it. Fortunately, we have no choice but to just get a negative timing here. TV. So, fuck you for that game. We're gonna go with the hit route this time.
Fixing it by hitting it is an old-fashioned approach.
Well, this is an old-fashioned object, so...
I mean, true. Yeah, see, like, I think that... Oh, interesting. So yeah, like, that's, like, obviously these are, like, childlike fantasies of, in Iris's brain. They're just fucked up because she likes fucked up shit.
What was that just now?
A child's drawing of a rat.
And I think that
Iris must have drawn it.
Yeah.
It is not yet possible to determine that. Let's continue the investigation. There is much to interact with.
I feel like it might just be indicative of, like, the idea that these are really nothing more than things like that drawing soaked with blood. Like, that's kind of what this is in a mental sense. Because her idea of what happened isn't real. Just like her idea of Nice at Laws isn't real. Which is why she sees Date here, because she sees Date as a threat. Because he might take her away in this particular scenario, like to jail for the rest of her life or what have you. She has no idea what's going to happen to her. So I think that's why Date appeared as the murderer in that last one, because she was scared of him at that point. Okay, so what do I do after this? Because this is a whole new territory for my ass. So what the guide's telling me to do is try to open the doors.
A double door.
Because it's the lowest amount of time, and this will just get rid of this negative timing.
It doesn't open. We don't have to worry about it.
And that's a type of strategy I'd like to keep in mind for doing more of these blind in the future. At least by the second game, I hope to have a better grasp of how to do this kind of stuff blind, although I have no idea how different the Somniums in AI2 are. Or if there's even Somniums, but I would imagine they would not just remove Somniums, right? It's probably going to be at least a little different, though. Then, you investigate the bottle on the medicine shelf. According to, the Somnium Files wiki on Wikia, by the way. Although, I'll be honest, I don't really recommend that guide because I think the person who wrote it is not really great with English. I think it's their second language. It definitely is discernible enough or I would really go to a different guide,
I see many objects in the room.
It's definitely very, Englishy at times. I think the person might have been who knows what, but not American or any other mainly English-speaking nationality. But it's certainly understandable enough, and I keep using it because it's the wiki. It's the big thing that people put a lot of time into just to have a repository of information about a game that they love, and I love that very sentiment so much that I'm just sticking with the wiki because I know it's going to have guides for everything. Splody. I don't know why you need to do an explosion here. Maybe it's because an explosion happened on the TV after the blood splatter. I think so.
The explosions appear to have stopped.
The explosions made the room change.
This is a dangerous dream, but we must continue.
Dangerous meaning... Could Dante actually die in here? Well, I mean, I know that he can get swallowed up by her consciousness, basically. If he takes too much time, which is why this is a thing. But, like, she's acting like they have a possibility of Date not waking up because he died in the dream or because she did? Or maybe I'm just reading way too much into that. That is a common thing that I do because Uchikoshi... I think he elicits that on purpose with the way he writes things. Anyway, rip on the reference book.
That will be difficult with it being this thick.
No, it won't. Because this is a dream. And, yeah, that got ripped too. Huh, I wonder what that all signifies. I think it signifies again that these are fantasies.
Butterfly effect.
Basically.
I suppose that is somewhat accurate.
The more you do, the less time you have.
But we have no choice but to investigate further.
Right.
Open on the locker.
Just a locker. That was close. If this were the Delta Princess, I would have been stabbed.
Why was it booby-trapped?
I do not see anything else.
I feel like that's a
inside.
reference to something I
Would you
don't
like
remember.
me to examine the knife?
I feel like that's a
Good
reference to
idea.
something I never saw, I mean. And then I have to throw the knife because the dream itself threw the knife, because of logic. Because that is how this dream has
knife
worked
that
in
flew
the
out of the
other
locker.
room too, in a way. Throw it back!
Like this? What?
The amount of
only threw it
impossible shit
lightly.
that happens in here. Oh, you know what? Speaking of impossible shit, I just realized what that frickin' Rube Goldberg machine might,
An oil drum, television, and torso.
symbolize in the last part of
I
this.
think I understand. I'm starting to see the picture.
I'll wait until the...
I do not yet understand it.
So, what I think the Rube Goldberg machine in the other room might symbolize is the fact that Iris has to do a lot of mental gymnastics to make this stuff up. I really feel like that might be it. But I'm a little iffy on symbolizing of this stuff. But I'm starting to get really, really into, like, what the hell do these things mean? Why are they in the dreams like this? What could it mean about the memories they're actually experiencing through these dreams? I really feel like the writers did a good job of that. I keep forgetting to add timies to things. Look inside oil drum, which is interesting because of the fact that we found Renju's watch in an oil drum, and that was on this side. I don't know if she knows that Renju died yet. Iris, I mean. But also, for Mizuki's sake, I hope this isn't the true route, but I unfortunately feel like it is. Because that means both her parents are dead. And I know she's in the second game, so she would have had to have dealt with that. Or lack thereof, because like how the fuck would a 12-year-old deal with that? So we need to start with look inside oil drum, which again, we found Renju's watching an oil drum, so that's interesting. Did she hear about the oil drum thing somehow? And if so, how? And again, did she even know about... I don't know why there's an oil drum here. It might not really be related to, you know, Renju's death whatsoever, but I feel like you're supposed to think it is anyway. Huh. It's censored. That's so interesting. And then, huh.
What does this mean?
Wait, what's in it? Drugs.
Bullets?
Oh, bullets.
They might be used for something. Let's keep them.
Yeah, used for something like shooting gun. Where is gun? There is gun.
A revolver.
Is it real?
It appears that way.
Can we use the bullets we found earlier?
This could work. I'll try shooting it.
You can't shoot a gun normally in this game. It has to be super anime? Super freaking... I don't know. Super, Matrixy? I've noticed this. There has to be a slow-mo bullet thing, I've found, for some reason. Also, they always have to be ridiculous shots that would not be humanly possible. For some reason. Which, you know, I mean, she's an AI, and she is also responsible for all these... That's so... Wait, what? Excuse me, what? Okay, yeah, she knows something about So, which would explain why he wants her killed. I think he is the one who ended up getting her killed. What? Who's the... I am very... There's the reason I named the episode that this Somnium was first in, What Does She Know? Because what does Iris know? I think she knows something, or she knew something before she distorted it because brain tumor. Also, apologies for,
what happened during that Somnium?
Somehow bumping my camera off my green screen a little bit, but I fixed it.
We saw the whole thing on the monitor.
Yeah.
But we're just as confused as you are.
Yeah.
Well, upon further reflection, it is not so strange.
Are you sure?
Dreams are developed outside of our conscious will. When you sink into Somnium, there is no guarantee of what you will discover.
What about the figure?
Could have been Iris herself.
That is a possibility. The sinker sees the subject's dream
I just
from a
realized.
third person.
That's the woman's body in So's face.
That means that Iris...
Right?
She must have met So
Yeah.
Sajima somewhere.
We did see
That would
Congressman Sajima
explain-
in there.
We saw that shadow kiss him, too.
Wait.
Did that happen in reality?
Huh.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, okay.
I'm
Oh, no,
sure
that's like
you've
a
had dreams of
sexual-
kissing celebrities and porn stars.
The first part, yes, but the second part, no.
You sure about that? Anyway, you know what I mean.
A dream is
I
not
love
made
how
up entirely
utterly
of memories.
unabashed she is about
It
stuff
can
like
include
that. That's
things
fine.
outside of your memory, like TV or movies.
Even if the figure was supposed to be Iris, her smooch in Somnium does not necessarily reflect her actions in reality.
Huh.
You can't use the word smooch.
Why not?
So we don't know if Iris and So are acquainted.
That's right, because So is a celebrity of sorts. It's possible she just saw him on TV or online.
What the hell could that be, man? I was not expecting. Why was that the woman's? You know, did she see that woman kissing him? Or no? Hold on, man. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. I hope it doesn't mean what it seems to first
Date,
imply.
Iris is about to wake up.
Disgusting.
Got it.
But like, why would she even like him if that's literally what that implies? And I especially hope it didn't mean that she ended up actually kissing him for some reason. That's so interesting.
Putting me to
So,
sleep when I wasn't
I
expecting
didn't
it?
even mean that.
You cops are more rough than I thought.
You signed a consent form before you came in here, didn't you?
You forced me to sign it.
Anyway, Iris, I have some things I want to ask you.
What?
Kind of do feel bad for her here, because she did not do this. I'm just glad she's alive here, because this is the second. Because she died at least twice before. There might be another room where she dies. Yeah, about so.
Yeah, I know his name and face. I've never met him.
You haven't?
I'm just an internet idol. It's not like I have connections to politicians or anything.
I feel like her voice is different than what I remember from other sessions of playing this game. I'm not sure what to think about that. Maybe my brain is playing tricks on me, but... Maybe she's just, like, not putting on a cutesy idol voice, because I know that's a thing. Like, I know that VTubers do that, and I know that she was a streamer, and I know that, like, there's always a cutesy persona, so maybe it's something like that. And that she doesn't feel a need to have the cutesy persona while she's being fucking interrogated. If the voice is actually different and I'm not just imagining things. So yeah, about that thing, as you call it.
Iris, let me ask one thing. The message Ota sent you on Nile. I won't tell anyone about that thing.
Yeah, why?
What is that thing?
Yeah, she literally said she wouldn't tell.
I don't know. Ota's the one who wrote that. You should ask him.
Aiba, Ota's phone is still broken, right? But he definitely sent that Nile message.
Ota purchased a new phone in Akihabara yesterday.
With the same number?
Yes.
Call it.
Connected.
Hey, it's Kaname Date. Where are you? Ota, I know you can hear me.
At home. I'm at home.
Got it. Wait right there. I'm coming over.
Is Tessa still at the police station?
Yes.
If you want me to talk, release her. Criminal Procedure Law Number 198. Persons may refuse to heed a summons or leave the supervision of the police at any time unless they are arrested or detained. Tessa isn't a suspect. According to Article 223, this applies to all persons of interest. You haven't issued an arrest warrant for Tessa, right? So if you don't release her right now, you are violating the law.
Ota's smart, but he only uses his brain for being an asshole.
Testimony, right? Bring Tessa here, and I promise I'll tell you everything I know.
This kid is starting to get on my nerves.
Starting?
So, what are you going to do?
Shit.
I'm gonna take a giant dump. Anyway. I feel like this is just gonna be retorted with Aiba going she wouldn't. But, still gonna ask.
Dream? What are you talking about?
The subject of the sink does not experience somnium as you do. Iris would not know about it.
It might have not actually been a dream, in actuality. It might just be you're probing their subconscious where the dreams, would have come from, right? I think that's kind of what it really ultimately is, and so that's why they never, conveniently for plot reasons, never seem to really remember. So asking her how she's feeling seems a little moot, because she's gonna be like, not great, because you're detaining me.
Iris, come with me. We're going to Matsushita Diner.
Were you talking to Ota?
Yeah, telepathically. I have special powers.
Special powers called
Anyway,
having an
let's
AI
go.
in my eye. When is he gonna ever tell anyone about Aiba? Is that ever gonna be a thing? I guess he's not supposed to. Probably? I feel like that's part of the thing. But, like, obviously, at least Aiba thinks that he should tell Mizuki, the person he lives with, which is fair. But yeah, like, no one else needs to know, I guess. I guess everyone else just thinks he has heterochromia. Just has a yellow eye randomly, except it's pretty bright color of yellow. I don't think anyone has an eye like that in real... In fact, does anyone even have yellow eyes in real life? I don't think so. I know there's rare eye colors, but I don't know if I've heard that that's one of them.
Tessa!
Thank you, Ota. It's thanks to you.
That's right. It's not like you can do whatever you want just because you're the police.
Maybe not. But you better keep your promise.
Let's just stump straight to the thing. I'd rather not talk to Oda as much as possible.
So let's hear it. What is that thing?
That thing?
Don't play dumb. You sent that message to Iris.
Oh, Date, will you do me a favor?
What?
There's a picture on the counter, right?
Please don't fucking
Yeah,
tase him
and?
again.
I want you to take a good look at it.
The photo.
Yes, the photo.
Let me fucking guess. Yeah. It's gonna happen again. Okay, he doesn't have a taser this time. Date's gotten fucked by this kid twice! I was still awake, though. Because she wasn't short-circuited. So... Wait a fucking... What's going on? Who's driving? Because it ain't Date. Actually, wait. Never mind.
Head's
Okay,
pounding.
no. He just...
What time is it?
So is this gonna be the same warehouse scenario again?
It is Monday, 2:50 a.m. You've been unconscious for nearly 5 hours.
Ota got me, didn't he?
He did. He struck you over the head with the walk.
Little bastard. Why did he do that?
Because he's a little bastard.
I
He
don't
just said-
know. But afterward, he ran off with Iris.
How do you know?
You had lost consciousness, but I was still watching. I recorded video of the incident. Take a look.
Tessa, wait! I'll get the car.
You witch! You stay away from my boy!
What the fuck is going on? Please don't kill her. Is she literally gonna
Tessa!
kill her?
What's wrong? Did something happen?
What's
No.
going on?
Everything's fine.
Huh.
Okay, let's go.
What the hell did she do? She walked up to her and did something?
Ota.
What is she going... What is this camera doing here? What the hell is going on? What? Okay. Oh,
Why
no.
didn't you chase them?
I understand.
I'm sorry.
You should have jumped out of my eye and ran after them.
Oh,
I couldn't
yeah.
move.
Why not?
The mechanics controlling my ambulatory motion were short-circuited by the blow
Oh,
to your
of
head.
course. Yeah, for plot convenience. So, you know, you can't find out everything right now because, you know, this is a mystery game. Gotta find all the ways that you can do that, Uchikoshi.
Oh, how am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an
Is
emergency.
this the same thing?
Just now, the killer... Well, just
It
watch
is,
the
isn't
video.
it?
I sent the address to Iba.
What the hell is this? Uh-huh. Are we gonna find out what the fuck's up here? So she gets killed either way.
Iris!
I hope this isn't the true route for this reason too. So many reasons. A lot of them relating back to poor fucking Hitomi.
No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identify. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
Are we gonna get there in time? Cause wait, didn't he wake up like after 3 before? So I think we might this time. I feel like I remember it was after 3 the last time. I'm glad I'm autoing now. Not having to click is nice. Plus, I literally can't pause too much. I have to save my thoughts, and I think that's actually helping this be more succinct. Because I actually not only save my thoughts, but I also, end up also succinctifying them in that time. So... The reason I'm not reading this is we've seen this before.
That sick bastard!
think that is So in the costume. That would make the most sense. But we'll see. Probably at the end of the game, but we'll see. We might actually find out it's him here. Unless it's No. Because Boss killed So. Maybe because she found out somehow that he did this.
Tessa!
But she's not allowed to actually say that because So is pressuring the police.
Ota!
Okay, this is why she killed So. Because she found out that So is the guy in the costume here. And that he is the one that is covering up everything. So she took the law into her own hands. That's what I'm thinking.
Date, we've almost reached the destination.
Please let me make it in time.
Okay, so, are we gonna find out anything different? I'm sure we will, because that's always how these work, but like, what I'm confused about is this seems like the exact same scenario so far, it's just that slightly different. Oh, he's still alive! And he's not been...
You okay?
Okay, we did get here earlier, but I think...
Date.
Where did they go?
I think Iris is still... Oh, she's not dead! She hasn't been cut!
Just hang on, Ota. Help is on the way.
He kind of doesn't deserve this, but I sound like a complete asshole. Just a dude bleeding out on the floor. He doesn't deserve to be helped.
Don't
Jesus,
worry.
but like...
Iris is alive.
Ota does
Backup
not
is
do
en
himself
route to this
favors,
location.
ever. Pretty much.
Date, pursue the culprit.
All right, I'm on it.
You just, like, he does not deserve this level of kindness from Date, but like, you know, if anyone was bleeding out on the floor in front of me, I would not be like that. But still, like, Jesus Christ. Ota brings out a lot of my assholeness. Like,
Any traces of the culprit?
yeah, like,
Still
yeah, like,
nothing.
even if it was,
We
if
also
I knew
didn't
someone
catch
like
the
Ota in
culprit
real
on
life,
any of
I
the
would
surveillance
still,
cameras.
like, not be a dickhead.
They probably
and-
got away through the back
Yeah, but
alley.
still.
While wearing a polar bear costume.
Maybe they took it off and threw it in the ocean.
If it were filled with something heavy, it would sink to the bottom.
Yeah, I need to know what
They were
Iris
taken to
is-
Central Hospital.
No, she's not! Okay, good.
Ota's
Okay,
surgery went well.
we saved them,
He's in
thank
treatment
fuck.
now. He's stable, nothing life-threatening. Iris, though.
Is she still in surgery?
Yeah.
Iris's left eye was forcibly removed.
Ow.
Because the optic nerve is connected to the brain, the surgery will take some time to complete.
The eyes thing, man. That's really, because, okay. The only clue we have, and I don't know if it's the real truth yet still, about why there was the eye thing the first time, the first series of murders, was the idea of Rohan being obsessed with eyes. But once again, what if that's literally just lies that So forced the police to say? Just like, for example, you know what? Yeah, again, it makes perfect sense if Boss figured out that So did this, or at least had very, very big suspicions of it, and just decided to kill him. Because HQ, I think So has some direct influence over HQ. Because I remember in the first version of this that we saw, when Boss was talking to us after everything was said and done, she said that HQ has already forced this narrative to her, so I think it's So that's doing all of that. And she would have a personal vendetta against him because of Falco anyway, if she found out that he was the one covering up things anyway. And if she thinks that he's untouchable because he is the one that is forcing these narratives that are specifically designed to move suspicion away from probably him and the Kumikuras, or at least him and like his organization, him and like the investment organizations, or you know whatever else he's really directly connected to, right? That's what I'm thinking. And yeah, that all adds up for why Boss would just do what she did. Other than the fact that she's a fucking badass. And she was also specifically mentioned to have some pretty brutal methods, but like, I didn't think that the game was hinting at that. At the fact that she would literally fucking murder a dude. And also cut him up into little pieces. It's, now, again, like, we don't know if she did that part, but like, I think she'd have enough hate in her to do that. She seems very vindictive, and we now know about her connection to Falco. So, yeah, about So he did it, right? Oh yeah,
So
that
Sejima?
too. Yeah.
He was in Iris' Somnium yesterday.
Right. But Iris says she's never met him.
Why not ask So about it?
So lives in Azabu, right? I guess I could.
He's not a suspect yet, though, but, like, he's gotta be. So, what bullshit is CSI telling you?
It's still ongoing, but they haven't
Wait,
found
hold on.
anything of note yet.
Hold on, no, I shouldn't say that. CSI aren't the
Date,
ones.
Aiba, go to the warehouse again and investigate.
Kagami
You
and
two
crew
might be able to find some useful clues.
aren't the ones that are pushing these dumb false narratives. It's basically like I said, I'm thinking, but it's HQ. CSI doesn't have anything to do with that. CSI is trying to find the real truth, so I shouldn't say that they're giving me bullshit, because I don't think so. So, yeah, have you dealt with the mom so I don't have to this time? At least they're not dead this time.
Of course. Hitomi's at the hospital, waiting for the surgery to finish.
And Mayumi?
She was at the hospital earlier, waiting for Ota to get out. I think she went back home to get some clothes and things for Ota's hospital stay.
Date, last night, Mayumi left the diner to chase after Iris and Ota. Perhaps she knows something.
Yeah, she might.
What did Iris do when
Let's
she
listen
stepped...
to Mayumi's story.
Although, Mayumi's going to twist the truth against Iris, isn't she? I wish I didn't kind of dislike Mayumi, but she's on Ota's side oftentimes, number one. And then number two, she blames everything on other people. So, yeah, I guess that's where he got that from, huh? So I'm done with her. Extremely. But, yeah, she's definitely got a short end of the stick. With, things that keep happening to her son that she loves so much. Which is wholesome, but I just wish it wasn't Ota. But... in a lot of ways, it makes sense that he's the way he is because she spoiled the fuck out of him. And also is a lot like him in some ways that are annoying. So it makes so much sense he turned out the way he did. I'm not saying she's a horrible mother. She obviously loves him a lot. That's, I guess, priority number one as a mom. But, definitely didn't raise him in a way that made him a good member of society at all. Not Okiura Fishery.
You should ask Aiba about that.
Yes, I have already done some research. Okiura Fishery is owned by the Okiura we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
So it's a coincidence the criminal chose that location?
Unknown.
What I'm thinking is So is actually connected to that fishery because that fishery is one of the front companies of the Yakuza. That's what I'm guessing. I want to hear from representative of Okiura Fishery.
They're giving statements at HQ right now. The line is pretty long.
You could just talk to Mizuki.
Right. She's part of the Okiura family too. Oh, speaking of. Hey boss, did you end up sending anyone to take care of Mizuki yesterday?
Jeez, you're finally getting around to asking that? Yes, she's fine.
Aw.
I had one of our new recruits take her. She took her back to your house, so Mizuki should still be there.
Who's the she?
So Mizuki's at home.
Do we get to meet a new woman?
And I'm fairly
Priorities
certain
brain.
she's furious with you.
Yeah!
After leaving her alone with Mama, I mean.
Yeah! Should go investigate and meet this woman.
Alright boss,
Rain.
I'm going to investigate all this.
Got it. We're counting on you.
Let's go, Aiba.
Roger that.
So, time to get yelled at by a 12-year-old. Yay. I mean, that's definitely nothing new for Date. No excuses, no running. We know we're gonna get chewed out, let's just fucking get it over with. Well, I say no excuses, he's probably gonna give some. I have a feeling Date is at least a little bit like that. But, we'll see.
Hey Mizuki, could you take a break? I want to ask you something.
She's, training for the beating that he's about to give him. By the way, if you look at those weights, that is 25 kilograms. That does say 25, right? Pretty sure. That's a lot of pounds. I literally looked it up at I don't think a 12-year-old should actually be able to do that. she's really strong. Like any 12-year-old, especially because she looks just like you would expect a normal 12-year-old girl to look like. She does not. She looks extremely frail, and she's obviously not. Like, look at this shit. Let's just get this over with. Yeah, she's not gonna say fucking shit. I love the silent treatment. So yeah, I'm just gonna, until anything is actually said, I'm just gonna be doing this. I guess we don't meet the Wayman. The Wayman might, this cop might literally just be a complete non-character in this game. But I do like the implication that there's a young female police officer. Like, I know there's women police officers, but basically I just like the representation. Like, it's not an assumption that the new recruit would be a guy. I literally like that. Very small detail, but for me, it's like, yes, I love equality, but I'll be honest, for me, I just want more women police officers in other professions that I can have badass hot women to fantasize about in. What professions of that nature?
Listen,
you know what I mean?
I get it.
You know,
I'm really
military,
sorry,
police,
Mizuki.
you know.
Yesterday, I went to meet up with the Yakuza gang. The Kumakuras. Remember Mama said Renju had some connection with them? So I went to question them. But of course, I couldn't take a little girl with me. You understand, right?
No. I mean, she might. She probably does. She's not dumb. She's extremely smart, but she's angry.
I'm not afraid of any Yakuzas. I'd make their hearts stop beating in 3 seconds.
I honestly
Girls
believe...
shouldn't talk like that.
I believe you.
That's awfully
Because
sexist
look at
of
what
you.
she was just doing.
This is why no one thinks you're attractive.
Jesus Christ!
I'm attractive.
Keep telling yourself that. That's why you haven't had a girlfriend in 4 years.
Jesus fucking Christ.
My girlfriend is a ninja. You know, she's just hiding in the shadows.
Sure. So what do you want to ask me anyway?
I honestly feel like she could. Because look at what she was just lifting. I don't know about the heart stopping, but she could definitely beat a foo up. Dante's had less success with that than you would think, so maybe she'd actually be a huge help. Oh god. I really want to play AI2 now. Because since I'm pretty sure she's the main character, God, I hope she is, actually. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure I did hear that she was the main character. I'm really excited for AI2, because if she's the main character, I think I remember that being mentioned. Does she get to beat people up? Brain, please. Brain, focus. It's gonna be a while before you play that game, so just focus on this one, okay? Okay. Actually, before I continue, a lot of the time I just forget to look around the room much. And, we know Uchikoshi loves putting funny shit around, so I'm gonna try to remember to poke around rooms a little bit more than I've been. Even more than once.
You watch weird videos when I'm not around, don't you?
Weird videos.
Yep.
Something about cuckoldry?
Oh god.
No. Those are husbandry videos.
Uh-huh.
You know, like animal husbandry, raising livestock.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, don't touch my computer without
She's
permission.
too smart. Besides, didn't she literally call you a porn addict before? Like, why are you even trying to deny it, Dante? At least it's when she's not around. Speakers themselves are actually mostly
4
hollow.
years ago, Mizuki used to hide in them to scare you, didn't she?
Yeah, and I would scold her every time.
She hasn't done such childish things lately.
Good news for me.
You think so? I imagine that a part of you actually misses it.
Aw. Ah, cute. I like the kind of fatherly sort of bond that he has with her, and I think that that's going to continue to be more of a thing. I mean, well, that one scene in, Marble, it was pretty obvious in that respect, and I love that. I love that, that they're bonding because she fucking needs a parental figure because they're both dead. This poor fucking girl, man. Like an actual parental figure that didn't basically remove themselves from her life. So Dante's all she's got. I mean, that's kind of always been true, but especially now. Audio equipment for an audio file. Yes, he also likes his music, obviously. I mean, it's Ada Rabbit, a stuffed rabbit. It's a character Mizuki likes. I guess there's no point getting into it. What do you mean, getting into it? Like, asking her why? I mean, like, she's a 12-year-old girl. Like, yeah, she acts like she's fucking 30, but, like, she ain't, you know? I also think that liking childish things, no matter what your age, is, honestly important, because removing yourself from playfulness as an adult just makes you miserable. Like, just don't. Like, this whole idea that you have to be serious all the time is just stupid and bad, in my opinion. There we go. I moved myself more over there. I've been having myself more the other direction from my Persona 3 streams, which I'm doing on Twitch right now. I've been wanting to dual stream it, but I have to figure out how the fuck to do that in OBS since I switched over from Streamlabs, because I learned you can multi-stream for free instead of having to fucking pay a monthly fee for that. So I've been wanting to figure out how to multi-stream in OBS, but it's kind of an ordeal, so I've been honestly putting it off. But once I'm able to multi-stream, I'll just be multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube every time I stream. So then, that'll be fine. But for the YouTube people that don't know, I am streaming Persona 3 Portable on Twitch, and it's kind of like a preparation for Reload when it comes out. I'm really excited for that. And for the people that might respond to that with, why are you playing that version instead of Fess? Fess is far superior. First of all, get your elitist ass out of my face. I've already had someone just pop into my stream just to say that. What the fuck? But secondly, I do not share your anger about that being the port. Like, I'm sorry. I do agree that the AI upscaling laziness can suck my dick. But the graphical problems that it causes are extremely minor. Like, yes, they're there. But do you notice them most of the time? No. So I think people are making a huge deal over it because gamers just increasingly seem to do that. Just make a bigger and bigger deal out of everything that's not perfectly the way they want. Like, have you noticed this? It's kind of a problem. And it seems like a lot of YouTubers and streamers literally make it worse by essentially basing their careers on being sensationalist about every problem in every game. But, you know, basically to get back on what I feel like I need to say before going back to the game. I don't have the issues with Portable a lot of people do. Like, yes, I am aware that, you know, the graphics aren't as good and it doesn't have the answer, and those things just don't matter to me. I like the gameplay changes, especially the fact that you could actually control your party members in a JRPG. I don't know what drugs they were on when they decided to literally remove control of your party members. Was there any point where the devs were like, man, we really shouldn't be doing this? Because the AI is just, like, not going to work with people's strategies most of the time. And guess what? It didn't. And then people are over here shitting on P3P even though it fixes that. Like, yes, that is one detail, and there's pros and cons to both versions. I do agree with that. I would rather have everything they literally removed. They removed not only graphics, but some, I would say, pretty important contexts from the story because of all that they removed as far as, like, graphically and etc. for P3P, but at the same time, it just doesn't matter much to me. Plus, I love FemC and I wish she was in Reload. So, yeah, I felt like I needed to justify myself because a lot of people are just, like, have so much vitriol about it. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, go outside for 5 seconds. Also, it's a lot easier to legally get your hands on P3P right now. I literally just looked it up, and apparently you can still buy games on the PS3 store, but I don't have a PS3, and I don't really have much of a reason to go buy a PS3. I'm kind of advocate for piracy for this exact reason only. Like, if a game is not available very much. IMO, just pirate it, plus we'll be saving money too. And if you want to fucking stone me for that, go ahead, I guess. It's the internet, people do that anyway. Oftentimes for reasons that are completely ridiculous to most people. People love showing their fucking mental problems on the internet by being a fucking unhinged piece of shit. Anyway, I am a spicy boy today, I apologize. Also, I feel like I should confess and say that since the last line of dialogue with Mizuki, I actually ended the last recording there and am finishing this room in a separate recording. Several things kind of derailed my plans to actually finish recording. So I actually have already finished editing the rest of it. So I'm just going back like almost a week later and finishing this room. So if I seem different in this part of the recording or something, that's why. I just feel like you know, because it's different from my normal procedure, I feel like I should mention that. Anyway, that's also probably why I even thought to look at the damn room. I probably would have barreled straight ahead if I didn't. Mizuki sleeps there every night. But where do you sleep? To me, this looks like almost the whole ass apartment, except for maybe there might be a kitchen or something. So, like, where do you sleep, dude? I guess you have a bed somewhere else? Or do you sleep on the couch? 3-seat sofa else? Okay, there we go. There we go! Oh, that's... You know... I've been sleeping here for 4 years. Jesus, dude. Okay, there we go. Mizuki took over my bed. That's really awesome that he just gave her his bed. Okay, so my theory of he never sleeps because he becomes a different person at night. Yes, I kind of had a theory like that for a little bit. Is kind of moot then. That mainly was a reason for me to finagle the idea that he could be the current murderer. And I just don't think that's true anymore. Especially because he could not have possibly do what happened to Iris and Oda, so yeah. I still feel like it actually could be a setup from Oda. Especially because he had that smile. But I highly doubt that. Like, why... There's no way it's him. Because when HQ pushes a narrative on her, there's definitely at least one extreme inconsistency, at least to me, with the story that Pewter told Date about the first case. The reason I say story instead of, like, what he said about the case or the facts about the case is I don't think they're at least all facts. I think Falco, yes, did it, but specifically the thing about him not being able to feel love, that makes zero sense because Hitomi, like I mentioned before. So that was another narrative that, again, I think So pushed, because he's the only governmental figure we are aware of. And she specifically said that it was a state secret, so that speaks So to me. There's no other way that makes sense to me. The more and more reason we have to be sus for him, especially because the Ota and Iris thing happens in the warehouse. He just happens to suspiciously zip to whenever he ditched Date in a way earlier episode at this point, so I don't think So is responsible for as much as I think, because Uchikoshi loves to play with your expectations, but I think that any good mystery author does. But anyway, and like that's part of what I actually enjoy about these games is being fucking wrong, actually. Being right it feels nice, but being wrong makes the moment like more like impactful, because like you're not prepared for what's going to happen whatsoever. But yeah, so that's sus. So we'll see what the hell that's about. But yeah, So is definitely responsible for some of the oof shit, but also I have this feeling that it is not one person that is doing all these murders. And I think that they're using the eye thing in order to throw the trail off of several people, because there's this very common through line of this has to be one killer. I'm not quite sure if Rohan really was obsessed with eyes or if it was something else, but Rohan isn't even in the picture right now. Yeah, I'm not sure what the eyes was about. Large speakers. The insides are mostly hollow. Wait, how do you actually hide in there? Can you go behind them? Is that what she did? I think like behind them they might actually just like not have anything in there. Yeah, Mizuki would fit in there. That's cute. I kind of wish she still did stuff like that. Like one time you'd walk in here and expect her to be in here, and she wouldn't be around, and you'd have to look around and look at the speakers, and then she'd appear. That'd be cute. I'd honestly like that, especially because like she deserves to like have any kind of moment of playfulness ever. Because oof, especially after what happened in the course of the game, but even beforehand. Because even before they died, parents really never were very much alive, and they traumatized.
It's cold.
But otherwise,
I'm going to catch a cold over here.
what? Why just clicking on the cushion? Huh? The cushion is... I don't understand why that... I feel like it's supposed to be a pun or something. I don't get it. Okay, cool. That feels like a very surreal Uchikoshi moment, that I feel like he has this checklist of what he needs to do for a game, and part of it is have some completely out of left field shit that makes zero-ass sense in any context. I feel like that's just like part of it. Like, if he feels like it's necessary for some stupid reason. Or he just likes doing that to people. A small filing cabinet. Keep a bunch of documents there.
I put the notice from your credit card company in there.
Oh my god, she's doing a lot of the work that he should probably be doing. and she's 12. That does seem to add up a lot from what we know about both of them. Keep a bunch of documents that I don't want to open in there! Like, yeah, your notice from your credit card company about how much porn subscriptions he's been buying, probably. Just from what I know about him. Anyway, light. There's a bra hang... What? No, wait, just lighting... Oh my god, really? Yeah, okay, it sort of looks like one cup of a bra, but like... I was about to ask, like, really, Date? But if you think about how obviously obsessed with boobs Uchikoshi is, and also Date, by proxy, pretty much, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway. Oh, there's the kitchen. I was like, the one thing this place is missing is a kitchen. Also, is there even a bathroom in here? Maybe, maybe not. If it doesn't have a bathroom, that's goof. But there might be bathrooms in the building or something.
Hey, Mizuki, could you get rid of the Cleone in there?
Aw, do I have to?
Yes. If it were just 1 or 2, I'd let it slide, but there's 100 in there.
It's not my fault they started breeding.
I remember specifically that the hobby in your, like, character entry thing specifically says that your hobby is breeding Cleone, so you made sure of that, so that's not an excuse. My refrigerator. It's packed with beer, food, and a bunch of Cleone because Mizuki's weird, but I mean, not like Date has anything to say about being weird. More of their coats. There's a lot. They have a lot of the same coat. We each have basically one outfit. That's because we're rational people. No, that's because we didn't have the dev budget to make a bunch of other clothes. No, well, actually, no, it's a very common thing for characters in games to basically have one outfit, so I don't want to waste my precious time, brainpower, thinking about, whoops, I ended up reading it fast enough. A lot of successful businessmen and scientists do it. Okay, honestly, Mizuki and I do have other outfits. Oh my god. We just keep them somewhere else. I feel like this is the game devs rationalizing, like, how much space they had for putting clothes. Yeah, if you're wondering why I'm doing auto now and I never used to, clicking every time, meh. I'm probably gonna start doing auto in more games, but there's one problem with it, and it's that. Like, if it's just reading and it's not voiced dialogue, then I will sometimes miss context, but I don't really feel a reason to read that again, even if I could, and I can't, so... That's one reason to not do auto, but I found that I like auto better. It also forces me not to pause in between sentences so much, and I like doing that because I feel like it makes my videos less confusing, or just, well, at least more compartmentalized and less all over the place, and I like that. So yeah, the most important question, I think, is about the fishery, but we are aware that he doesn't have anything to do with it. The Renju doesn't, I mean. But Date isn't aware this time, so let's get that detail out of the way.
Okiura Fishery is a company Grandpa made. I don't think Daddy had anything to do with it, though. Grandpa died 17 years ago. Someone else is running that company now. They aren't family.
The way she's able to matter-of-factly talk about this, still very freshly in the wake of his death. Jesus Christ, this girl is amazing. What kind of person was your grandpa?
I never met him. He died before I was born. But Daddy did tell me stories.
What kind of stories?
Back when Grandpa was in Great-Grandma's tummy, she was on a passenger ship that got shipwrecked in a storm. She had to have the baby out on the ocean.
On the ocean?
Yup. And then Grandpa was raised by dolphins.
This is a very 12-year-old
By the
thing.
time he was 10, he was catching fish with his bare hands. And then Grandpa got up on land and learned language and culture and stuff. And then he decided to start up Okiura Fishery.
Sounds like a tall tale.
Yeah, Grandpa was a legend. All the fishermen and sailors respected him.
That can't be true. There's a part of me that's thinking maybe. After all, Mizuki herself seems superhuman! Yeah! Seems. She was just lifting more than I think most people could. Unless they work out a whole lot. So, at least as far as I understand, it'd be more than most people can, but I'm a noodle-armed mofo that probably needs to exercise at all, so... Yeah, don't assume that I know shit about lifting weights, but... Well, I should be fair to myself, I do deliberately walk a lot, And I feel like that's all I need. But there's so much research everywhere and people everywhere that are going, no, I need to exercise. And I'm like, but it sucks. But, like, it hurts and shit. Like, meh. Plus, like, that's less time for being a damn nerd. Wait, anyway, where's the officer who dropped you off?
Where's the officer who dropped you off?
I told her to go home. I said I would call her to check in.
Okay.
Why are you disappointed? Did you want to meet her?
Of course.
It's not like that.
You wanted to see her boobs? I thought you were more into small boobs, pervert.
I like big boobs too.
I suppose you are what they call a tit man.
Meanwhile, I'm an ass man. Hello. Yep. Conversation devolving into boobs entirely. Very Uchikoshi of you, Uchikoshi. Anyway, so, about probably the crux of this entire everything. I say probably. It is definitely the most oof and important thing that happened in the plot recently. About Ota and Iris almost dying. At least it was almost this time.
I saw the video. The one at 3 a.m. last night.
Yeah.
Ota
Why are
is
you
amazing.
not in a horrible trauma?
I'm changing my mind about that guy.
I mean...
Ota's out of intensive care. Iris is still...
That's interesting. I'm definitely
But
not
I know
gonna
she'll be
change my
okay.
mind about him.
Iris's surgery will definitely be a success.
But...
You stay positive, even if there's no reason to be.
If he didn't
It's one of your
set
good
it up.
qualities,
I don't
Date.
think he did, so
What?
He did. Huh.
I believe it.
Huh.
Iris is going to be just fine.
Huh. I like that. God, she's so mature. But you know what? I love the when she was telling those ridiculous stories about her grandpa. She felt like an actual kid there, and I love that. But at the same time, I love her maturity a lot. Well, I have things to do, like figure out what the fuck happened to them. So, see you later, Mizuki. I love her, man.
Thanks for talking with me, Mizuki. It was helpful.
Was it?
Yes.
I have to continue the investigation, so...
Wait, you're leaving me again?
Hug.
I'm coming with you.
No.
Why?
I can't involve you. This might be dangerous.
It's okay, I'm strong.
She really is, though.
You know how
did you see
strong I
what
am,
she
right?
was just doing?
You were the one who knew how special I was before anyone.
Ooh. Hello, flashback. I was expecting to leave. Okay, I'm gonna unauto so that I actually take in all of this. This is important.
Hey, what happened? Who did this to you?
Oh, Jesus.
Some kids at school, 5 or 6 of them, they said I was a weirdo because I don't live with my mom and daddy.
Let me guess, she beat up all of them. I fucking knew it.
And they teased me, and I got mad, and I told them to go away and they hit me.
Tell me their names. I'll teach the little punks a lesson.
I think what's about to happen is her going, no, I already did.
Date, wait. Adult intervention will not solve this problem. Mizuki has to deal with this problem herself.
Mizuki, come on. It's time to train.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Oh my god. He taught her how to beat fuckers up. I like that a lot. And that's why she got into weightlifting. Because I like this a lot! I already said this before, but like, I'm really excited to see Mizuki beat fuckers up in AI2. I need it in my life.
What?
I'm gonna teach you how to kick their asses.
Hell yeah.
We're starting right now.
I love this a lot. I love their relationship. I thought it would just be a generally awkward thing, and it was for the most part, but the more the game goes on, the more they seem to have a bond, and also it kind of feels like the more that it gets revealed that they already did have more of a bond than it seems like, with how minimal their interaction tends to be most of the time, seemingly. At least these days.
Get ready.
These days meaning, like, the current plot relevant
Why the shrine?
Time period, Because Japan or something.
A shrine is the perfect place for special training.
It is?
You feel better when you train in quiet, serene places like this.
Sure, whatever.
First, I'm going to teach you 4 secrets to becoming stronger.
I understand why it's a dojo now. It's so that Uchikoshi can parody these kinds of old samurai movies down to the frickin' sepia filter.
Follow these 4 rules, and you will acquire power beyond your wildest dreams.
Date, are you playing a character or something?
Yeah, I love it though.
I'm not Date. While we're in training, I am Master.
I don't think she's gonna call him that. Oh, cool, you get to talk to her. Wow, this is a lot more extensive than I was expecting. I was expecting him to just leave, like, you know, usually. But I'm loving that we're getting more background for them, because I kind of thought there really wasn't a whole lot of interaction between them this whole time, but they've been living together for 4 years. Like, why the fuck would that not be the case? It just, yeah. Until now, we didn't really, you know, see them interact a whole lot with any real, like, importance like this. It seems like their relationship was mostly superficial. I think that was mostly just because, like, Date didn't know how to fucking talk to her, you know what I mean? But I'm glad that, especially because both of her parents are gone now, that they are bonding more here. It also kind of, again, it kind of feels like the relationship is growing almost retroactively, even though that doesn't make sense, because, you know, we're getting these touching moments, like, in the current timeline, and then there's these flashbacks, and we learn things about the past while that's happening, so kind of feels like to the player their relationship is gaining more meaning retroactively as well, which is interesting. The more the game goes on, I thought I would generally feel discomfort about their relationship, because that certainly was probably intended for most of the time, because, I mean, like, Date doesn't know how to fucking be a parent, that's been clear. But at the same time, and also Mizuki has a lot of her own issues that make it really difficult to parent her. But at the same time, normally Date wouldn't have to be her parent. Even way before her parents died, they essentially weren't really in her life anymore. Plus, when they weren't great parents, that's pretty clear. So, he sort of had to be her father, but, yeah, doesn't really know how, so of course the relationship ended out this way, but I'm liking that we're seeing that even in the beginning, when things were probably more awkward, I would imagine, there was still moments like this. I love these fucking martial arts movie cliche-ass lines. Which one do I start with? I'll even, like, become the master with Date here. Mental preparation is important.
In a fight, you must first be victorious in your mind.
I love this. This is the kind of Uchikoshi humor that I love, when he parodies stuff like this.
Like thinking I'm not gonna lose?
Exactly. I do the same mental preparation before going to a strip club.
Uchikoshi, goddammit. Everything has to be about horny shit. Again, I'm kind of not one to talk. However, motherfucker, if I was writing something, it wouldn't be this horny. Actually, that's already been untrue about some things that I've written, but not all of them. Not everything I write would be this horny. There we go, that's the truth. But some of it would be. Anyway.
Before I go in, if I tell myself that they're all out of my league, then they will be.
Date. You don't say this shit to a 12-year-old? Do you know, wait, she was 8 at that point, wasn't she? Was fucking 8, right? You really don't say this to an 8-year-old. Oh my god. Like, right? Because she's 12 in current time, right? So she was like 8 here, because that was like 4 years ago, right? Or wait, I'm saying 4 years ago because they've been living together for 4 years. I don't remember exactly how long ago this was. I don't know if that's been stated. I don't remember.
The mental fight has begun the moment I put my hand on the door.
At least he's trying to help her, but, like, you don't say this kind of shit to a kid. But of course, because it's Uchikoshi, it veers in this kind of direction.
Yeah, I see. Actually, no. That's stupid.
Yep, Mokujin. A training dummy. Oh, that's what those are called in Japanese? I didn't know. I like learning Japanese slowly from being a weeb, it's fun. A Shinto shrine looks rather solemn. Because they always look solemn. That's always like the word that is used to describe things like this. I wonder what what the actual meaning of the word that ends up being solemn a lot of the time in English translations actually is in Japanese, or the phrase or whatever. Because sometimes the meaning of stuff like that keeps recurring in Japanese media is often adjacent to what the English translation ends up being, but not quite the same. So I wonder if it's something like that. Guardian dog Sachi. Guardian Poochtig, being a good boy and stuff. Can you pet him? You can't pet the dog? Oh no. This game is horrible now. Damn, anyway. Lantern. Yeah, I can't pet the dog. There's no petting option. He doesn't.
Hey, Mizuki, do you have any fishing line and gum?
Wait, what?
Hey, everybody! There's a thief over here!
Oh, I see. So getting money back out of the box with fishing line and gum. Okay, I had to think for a second. Is that a thing people have done in Japan? I'm sure drunks and beggars have done that sort of thing, yeah. It's such a specific reference, like fishing line and gum, that must have been something people have done, probably a lot. I disagree with this entirely, but I'm just gonna go clockwise around this.
Like, when you get into a fight, aim for the heart?
Oh yeah, she already knows. She doesn't even need this. Although, what I think she did need was the courage that she could stand up to them. And that is what he gave her. Regardless of, how awkwardly he went about it. And I think that's what I love about the relationship. Especially because I feel like an awkward human being in general, with the way that I talk to people. In general, period. No matter what kind of relationship it is, I feel like I'm just kind of not very cut out for being a good insert any kind of relationship here oftentimes, honestly. But also I think it just comes down to the poor self-esteem that I'm working on slowly. But yeah, I'm one of those shy, awkward people in real life, more or less. Definitely less than I used to be, but it's still a thing. And so, seeing relationships like this, where they're really awkward, but it basically works. And also thinking about the fact that that's essentially how it works in my life, too. Like with my dad, I've said some pretty mean things about him in my videos, honestly. Because I'll be honest, there is some resentment there, but I do like and have a decent relationship with my father at this point. And I kind of always have, but there's always been that other part too, because like Date, he didn't know what to do with my ass, especially because I've had a lot of emotional issues my whole life. And he's a boomer, so he's an emotionally stunted man. Like, that's kind of what that whole generation is like. I mean, I honestly feel like the farther back you get in generations, the more people suppressed emotions. It seems kind of like that. Anyway.
No, it's the opposite. You must kill your own heart, Mizuki.
What do you mean?
If you are going to fight, you must suppress any mercy or emotional attachment. If you have even a mote of sympathy within you, it will be impossible to fight to your potential. Do not think of your opponent as a man. Think of them as a target, a punching bag or a board.
Just a punching bag. Huh.
Honestly, I think that's good, because I think that, I'm so excited to see her be a badass in AI too. That's gotta be a thing, right? At least a few scenes, because she seems to be an Abyss member then, which would dictate that she would probably also have to fight in that game. I'm really excited for that, honestly. Like, I need to see her be a badass. It feels like something that I just need in my soul. Being quick to act is crucial.
Mizuki, do you know how to win any fight against any opponent?
Don't get in a fight in the first place?
Honestly, yeah, but like...
That is a respectable answer. But no, the way to win any fight is this. Hit them first, and hit them hard enough to finish them.
I kinda get it, but...
Of course, I'm not saying that's how you should behave. But thinking about this will make a big difference in a real fight.
Yeah, okay, I get it, but... Seriously, Date, are you like acting or something?
Not Date, Master.
So, yes. I love it. where everyday life is of dire importance. This is kind of a very roundabout way of him being a parent. Part of me feels like, if you really dig into the psychology of this, although I don't know if this was intended by Uchikoshi or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was. He really likes to add nuance and meaning and symbolism into a lot of things, and I really like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was intentional, but it may not be. But it kind of feels like this character of the master might really be, in a way, even if not consciously, Date, like, removing himself from being a parent to her in order to be a better parent to her because he doesn't think he's very good at it. That kind of makes sense to me. Because this feels like a very parental, general type of sentiment. So that's why my brain went there.
What? Why?
The best training you could ever have is to be mindful during your everyday life. Diet and exercise form a strong body.
Yeah, see, I had a feeling this was basically the general sentiment. Like, this is just what every parent should probably do. You know, should try to instill in their child. And my parents certainly did. I would say that, like, generally you should do that. So yeah, that's part of what I think is that, like, he's sort of trying to make it easier on himself on be a parent, especially like in this situation where he's obviously worried about her, by playing this character whether he realizes it or not. I think that consciously he's just kind of being goofy like he usually does in his own way, but this is actually really touching if you read past the cheesiness. Because he's just trying to say normal parent shit, like, behind it all, so I like that.
And if you are always maturing intellectually and emotionally, you will always be able to anticipate your enemy's first move.
I get it. But you're so messy. Does that mean you can't fight?
Well, that's kind of funny, because he definitely can. But at the same time, he's gotten fucked by a kid who doesn't know how to fight, Ota, twice. I keep saying a kid, but he's apparently 22 or something. But, like, he certainly acts like he's 12, while she acts like he's 30, and she looks up to this man. Except, after saving Iris, yeah, okay, I get it. Before then, though, I do not compute, but she still seemed to look up to him a little bit. No, I think I was looking up, so she did say she changed her mind about him. But there was at least one thing earlier that she said. Oh yeah, she said something like, I don't really get along with the kids at school, and Iris and Ota are more, like, better friends for me because they're more mature. She said something like that. And I'm like, first of all, I don't even really think Iris is very mature whatsoever. In fact, I guarantee you she's not. Ota's just even less so. So, like, I was very confused by such a mature girl thinking that about those two. But she obviously does recognize that Ota is a fucking clown, or else she wouldn't say, I changed my mind about him in the wake of him saving Iris. But then again, of course he saved Iris's life. I really wish I didn't say it like that, but what I mean by that is that, really, like, would he even not run away if it was anyone but Iris? I don't know about that, man. If it was anyone but Iris, or maybe his mom, I feel like he would just fucking run. Maybe I'm just kind of projecting from, like, dislike of him, but I really don't think so, because, I mean, his whole character has been not giving a fuck about anyone but Iris, so, yeah. Other than being a little shit in various ways, but anyway.
Hark. The blowing of the wind through the trees.
I love how fucking cheesy this is. I love that they're just really leaning into, like, the most cliche martial arts movie shit you could ever think of.
You can't just say something cool to avoid my question.
Anyway, practice these 4 truths, and you will get stronger.
I think she did. I really want to hear about how she beat up those 5 kids by herself eventually. please. Regardless of if that's clarified or not, that's my headcanon, unless it's explicitly stated that she didn't beat those kids up. But I have this feeling that she did beat them up. I'm going to assume that because it's awesome to think about, regardless.
This sounds like a scam.
Believe in me.
God, that really hits home for me, because I have put stock in a lot of self-help stuff until I boiled it down. Anyway.
If you do as I say, you'll be thanking me in time.
Because really it's just rehashing a lot of the same stuff, and it's debatable. It can be helpful for some people, but... anyway. All I know is I have found it more helpful to, through experience, sort of come to my own conclusions about how to have a better life. And I think that it comes down to who you are as for what works for you for being emotionally and physically, especially emotionally, more healthy. I think physically there's a formula because humans, yes, work differently, but we have the medical knowledge to know how to be physically healthier, but mentally I would say that we're very long ways from really understanding how to really do that on an individual basis, and I think that because only you can really know your own mind, I think that it really will always come down to inner work, regardless of how hard it is to do that. And I was about to say unfortunately about that, but I'm gonna not, say that at least and mean it, because I really do feel like it's a very good thing to do it regardless. So I'd say it's an extremely necessary thing that everyone has to do. Dive into their own mental shit. And the people that don't are always the worst off people, because they just don't deal with their own shit and then it fucking wrecks them from the inside. I would say that suicide is always in relation to that sort of thing. For example, and just really every other, everything else that makes you go, yeah, that person is extremely dysfunctional, especially, seeing the kind of shit a lot of people say on the internet, for example. I just feel like all of that comes from not working on yourself. Work on yourself, you just are happier. That's just how that works. Enough, you know what I mean? The people that give up, kind of my dad, honestly, because, again, he's just one of those men who thinks that he just can't emotions, and so he doesn't try, and I've always been super sensitive, so that's been our biggest clash. And I see a lot of problems in how he thinks about himself that I've literally gotten rid of similar tendencies, so it really irks me to see him treating himself the same way, 5 years after I stopped treating myself certain ways, to a degree or another, so... Anyway.
Are you sure?
Alright, how about we do a baseline test? Show me what you've got.
Huh? How?
Let's see. How about you throw a punch?
Okay, he's gonna really be hurt by this, and this is what she, I think, meant. To a degree. Or we'll see.
I can guess your strength from that.
If you say so, I'll give it a shot.
First, close your eyes and concentrate.
She's gonna fucking lay
Like
this fucker out, right?
Exactly. Then, punch forward.
I love him. Holy shit! Okay, never mind. Oh my god! Jesus fucking...
Huh?
Me. If I could even make that facial expression, that is what I would be doing. Holy fucking shit.
How is that?
I feel like I don't facially emote very much. I've always been a little bit insecure about it, so I'm actually really proud that I have begun to do this. And by the way, NPC, you're a lot of the reason why I just decided, fuck it, I will put my face on these. Because part of me felt like I should, because that's what you're supposed to do anyway, right? But, anyway. So yeah, thank you, man. But, regardless, I love this because it's so freaking anime that, literally she punched and then fucking a shockwave happened. That's not a thing that happens in real life, but I love that. Very appropriate reaction, I'd say. I don't think there can be another reaction to that.
You don't have to be nice. I know I'm weak.
Girl, did you just see what you just did? You were not weak. What?
Hey, by the way, did you swing back at those bullies?
No, I didn't do anything. There were a bunch of them. I didn't think I could.
I see.
I
She
really
doesn't
like
know her
this.
own strength.
I really like this a lot
I suppose not.
because
Mizuki,
he's helping her have more confidence. That's really cute. It's awesome.
let's just say I think you should be more confident in yourself.
Really?
But never ever strike your master. That is a must.
Because he knows that she would just fucking lay him out because of anime. Or
Yeah,
something.
you're right.
I mean, I should have figured there'd be more, like, jokes about... She's just weirdly comically strong, especially for a 12-year-old girl, but also, like, just for a human. Because there's already the fact that she is lifting weights that don't make sense that she could possibly ever lift.
In fact, you're so strong
Especially
you
with
scare me
that level of
sometimes.
nonchalance.
Well
So
then,
there's that.
No, I can't take you with me.
why not?
Because I took responsibility for you. I promised Renju. I can't put you in danger.
That's not fair. Bringing up Daddy.
Oof. Yeah, it really isn't, but I like the sentiment, but at the same time, I really think that she'll be fine. Especially because she's the protagonist of the second one of these, so she's obviously fine. Which means she's probably going to be an Abyss member and thus kick some people's asses, and I need to see that so much. God, I need to see that.
Iris and Ota feel the same way. They don't want you hurt either. You have to understand, Mizuki. If I need your help, I'll let you know. When the time comes.
Really?
Yes.
I think he's actually not bullshitting about this. And I'm really excited for that moment.
Promise?
I really hope he's not just brushing it off so that he doesn't have to deal with this. I don't think so, though. Considering their relationship and what we just saw, I think that he really will need her help, and I'm really excited for that moment.
I promise. Let's go, Iva.
Where to?
Yeah, no, that sentiment, that I promise was so sincere that I'm really excited for that to come up. Because if it doesn't now, that doesn't make sense for how good Uchikoshi is as a writer, ultimately. Much as I make fun of him. Alright, so that is where we'll end it here, friends. I was not expecting that to be drug out so long. The rest of this room. I was not expecting a pretty extensive flashback, but I love that it was there because I love getting more insight into their relationship, because I thought it was a lot less of a relationship than it is, if that makes sense. So, yeah. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, everyone, and try to be like Mizuki. Try to be more confident and more strong, at least mentally. I wouldn't expect anyone to be able to pull off what she does physically, but, you know, try to be Mizuki-like, because I think that generally it's definitely better than being Date-like. Anyway, friends, that's my big advice for you for today. You know, I kind of like the idea, if it makes sense to me, of relating back the meaningful thing that I want to put at the end of each of these videos to, you know, the episode content itself. Because I don't know if I've really been doing that most of the time, but I like the idea of that, if it makes sense for the video. I love experimenting with these, and hopefully I think I'll eventually arrive at meaningful endings that just feel right to me and flow in a way that just, like, again, feels right for what my intention is with this channel, which is to definitely entertain, but also to enrich your life in a way that is meaningful and not just through mutual excitement or interest or, you know, being funny or what have you, you know what I mean? Because all that stuff is awesome, but I also just want to actually help people. Instead of just be an escape from issues. Because that's not all that entertainment can do for your issues. I feel like entertainment actually has helped me face my issues. That's what I really want to do, is help people face their issues, because games like this already address such sensitive content that it's already a good medium for talking about this. So anyway, friends, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. And I'm just really, really excited to get into the meat of what the fuck is going on, like, truly here. and who the hell's behind it, because I think we're pretty close to finding out now. I wouldn't be surprised if the game beats around the bush about it a lot more, but we're probably at least gonna learn that So's behind something pretty soon here, because so many freaking things are pointing at So right now. And also, I think Boss figured out something major that we might figure out right now, and that's why she ended up killing his ass. Unless there is more to that video than meets the eye, but it seemed pretty clear, because at first I was like, oh, that's got to be someone framing her, and then, she shows her face, so never mind. Anyway, friends, I'm gonna stop rambling now, finally. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Heck yeah!